Good morning, Dubai. It is nearly the weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Lovin Dubai Show podcast. If you like the show, please hit that subscribe button because we talked about millionaires.
Millionaires are moving to Dubai. That means 4,500 millionaires. And if you know, you know.
It's a bit of a dip from last year, actually, but we're still the second most attractive place in the world for millionaires. No surprises there. However, what does that mean for the likes of you and me?
That is so true. You know, Casey, Beyonce, when she had a performance in Sweden, the inflation spiked up there. Does that mean it's...
They're blaming Beyonce. I don't know about that, but can we blame the millionaires for our rental prices rising? Maybe. But if it is rising, what do you do?
Exactly. Now, what do? You go to RERA calculator and see if your rent increases are legal or not that have been imposed to you by your landlord that we spoke about on the show, which you can hear and just understand the full gist of.
Good morning, Dubai. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai Show. It is Friday. We are so excited to welcome the weekend with you. Our top stories today, 4,500 millionaires are moving to Dubai and we are going to search for them.
We're going to search them, find them, and then keep them in our houses. We'll also be talking about 3 simple steps to calculate the maximum legal rent hike in Dubai.
Following that, we'll jump into UAE and Saudi have banned the latest Spider-Man release.
And we'll also be we'll be playing a game, Casey and I. And if you guys are viewers of the show for long enough, you know that I always win all the games. So stay tuned for that one.
And it's a music one. Give me a game I can win. Give me something that's physical. And I am ready.
You know what? Let's get physical. But right after the interview, after the game, we'll be going live with Dubai Property Queen, Kiko Chan. But before that, you want to go physical? Let's go physical. Thumb war. A little rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors is not physical. You want to do a thumb war?
Arm wrestle.
Arm wrestle? Do you want to?
I don't mind thumb war. Okay, arm wrestle. No. Okay, thumb war.
Let the first person who comments on Instagram choose. Should Simran and I do a thumb war or an arm wrestle?
Okay, because Casey's she wins at all the physical games.
You beat me the last physical one we did. Yeah. I haven't won a single game on the show.
I feel like I just got a little...
It hurts me to the core. Someone's saying both. That's Shahir.
I think rock, paper, scissors. It's safe. It's safe.
Slapping competition. Yeah, let's go. Let's just do one. Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors.
No, that's not physical.
Okay, fine.
Which one?
Thumb war.
Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war.
Ah!
What's the rules on this?
I'm a screamer. You don't want to be playing any games with me.
God, she's feisty. Gosh, where did this come from? You have the.
Should I let her win?
I don't think.
Casey, you have long fingers.
This isn't going to end. This is not going to end. What's the rule on it?
Come on, grab my thumb. How do you have such... Whoa, your fingers are like nice.
I feel like I'm nervous. I'm gonna grab my nails in there.
Stab me. Oh, okay.
You gave it to me.
No, I did not.
You gave it to me.
I absolutely did not.
She gave it to me.
You know what? I feel like you're gonna win in the music competition because I'm more of a Bollywood music person.
I'm terrible at music names.
Mainstream.
I listen to the radio. They tell me what to listen to. I don't Google anything. I don't YouTube anything. Spotify does the rest. Thank you, Chris Fade Show.
Chris Fade Show. OG. I love that. Your go-to morning radio show, is it the Chris Fade Show? Yeah.
Pretty sure most people in Dubai. And then us. And then I rewatch our show over and over again. Let's jump into our top story this morning. We're talking all things millionaires, billionaires, and how many are moving to Dubai. So do you want to know where the world's wealthiest are eyeing up in this post-pandemic world? This is a little deep dive into a survey that caters to individuals interested in wealth and investment migration trends. We know that's you.
And whether you're a global citizen, investor, a wealth manager, or private banker, this survey by Henley and Partners has the info you want, kicking off with the projected net inflows and outflows of millionaires across the globe.
So the highlights from the survey include the UK, which is expected to see a net outflow of 3,200 high net worth individuals. That means 3,200 millionaires are leaving the UK, which is higher than the projected net loss of Russia, which is quite interesting. More millionaires are leaving UK than Russia. We might have suspected different. Now, Australia is expected to attract the highest net flow of affluent individuals in 2023 at 5,200, and we're following that. So Australia is, surprisingly, the most attractive place in the world right now for millionaires. Are you a millionaire? Can you answer this? Do we have a millionaire watching the show? And if so, is Australia on your top place to move?
I feel like as a future millionaire, I would say Australia is good, but I'm pretty much a little, scared of all of the snake horror stories I've heard.
I have an Aussie friend who would kill you for saying that. She thinks Australia gets the worst rep for bugs.
And spiders,
she's like, we live, we survive, we thrive.
I've heard horror stories of their spiders, tarantulas, and oh my god, I didn't know spiders that look like that could exist, but they do, and they live in Australia. So, as a future millionaire, I'll say no. I'll attest to that.
So UAE is actually second on the list following Australia, so Simran's trying to tilt that towards us for 2023.
100%.
And finally, China will see the largest loss of high net worth individuals this year, and there's going to be 13,500 expected to leave China this year, millionaires. So as I said, Australia is the most attractive country in the world right now for millionaires, followed by the UAE.
So according to the report, the UAE saw the highest net inflow of millionaires in the world in 2022, which was last year, with 5,200 more high net worth individuals relocating to the country than leaving. And this year, the private wealth hub is forecasted to receive a net inflow of another 4,500. And I mean, we say this news so many times, we don't see this as a surprise in terms of safety, in terms of just how much you don't have all those taxes imposed on you like you have in other countries. So you actually get what you earn, you get to keep.
And for us, it's an absolutely... Oh, still connected?
Yeah, all good.
We had a mic situation. For us, it's a no-brainer why people want to move to Dubai. We love the city, as Simran mentioned, the safety aspect. However, what does that mean for us living here? And of course, a very real issue that we're facing is rent hikes, which brings us nicely into our next story.
So, you guys, if you're facing any rent issues with your landlords and it's being increased way out of proportion, then this is the news you need to hear, an article you need to read. So, 3 simple steps to calculate the maximum legal rent hike in Dubai. So, as Dubai flourishes, so does the cost of living, particularly when it comes to rent. So, it's crucial for you to stay informed and protect yourself from potential exploitation by your landlords. So, fortunately, there is a valuable tool at your disposal, the Real Estate Regulatory Authority, the RERA calculator.
We love you, RERA calculator. We love you so much. Keep doing what you're doing.
Boo,
Props to you.
You're doing great, sweetie.
She's doing phenomenal.
Now, one of the significant changes brought about by the new tenancy law in Dubai is the introduction of the rent increase rules.
So according to this legislation, landlords can only raise the rent once the tenancy agreement has expired, and any rent increase must align with RERA's rental increase calculator. This calculator acts as a guideline indicating the maximum percentage by which landlords can increase the rent legally. Any amount exceeding this limit would be considered illegal.
Exactly. So a real estate agent in Dubai, Lucky Rajdev, aka Real Estate with Lucky, shared invaluable insights as to how tenants can calculate legal rent hike percentages in the city using just their Ijari number. Very, very simple. This will ensure your rent increase remains fair and lawful, allowing you to navigate the rental market with confidence. So this is how tenants can access the RERA calculator to determine the permissible rent increase in a few simple steps.
3 steps, and if I speak too quickly, it's also in an article written by Simran yesterday on Lovin Dubai. Retrieve your contract number from the tenancy agreement, visit the RERA website and access the rent calculator, input your contract number and calculate so as to understand the calculation and communicate with your landlord.
Exactly.
The calculated amount is the official limit defined by the Dubai Land Department. You can export the result as a PDF, which can be downloaded and sent to your landlord as an official document. This will ensure transparency and clarity in your communication. A lot of people go on to Facebook groups asking what is right, what is wrong. You can just, as Simran said, take that number, put it into the RERA calculator, officially get it downloaded and send it directly to your landlord if they choose to increase your rent. And I know a lot of us are facing that situation. I think every single person in our
city,
in our social circles are looking at
circles.
rental increase moves in the last couple of months. And I know that, you know, that 3-month date. So coming up to the date that your policy can change, your landlord, of course, has to do 3 months out. And I don't know about you, but everyone I know is sitting there waiting for those 3 months to pass. Amy's 3 months just passed, and she's like, yes. Because it means where she's living. She's been living there for a year. She's got comfortable. You know, she decked it out. And then imagine if the landlord comes along and says, we're raising your rent.
Oh my God.
So when that 3 months passes, it's a saving grace.
Yeah, I have bought so many books on how to negotiate with your landlord. Not read one of them. I don't think anything I read will work either, but it's just, I mean, it's a skill. If you have it, just start a business on teaching people on how to communicate and negotiate with landlords, because it is not easy. You just don't know how to talk to them. Anything you say can be taken in the wrong way. You can sound too aggressive, or you can sound too sweet. You can sound too helpless, or you can sound too needy. I don't know.
Do you remember we had the FBI investigator, Chris Roth, on the show?
I'll tell you one thing. So he said, right, on the show, like, you should always be really sweet and nice to them. So
from the beginning.
Yeah.
Go out of your way to make yourself an easy tenant. So when the time for rental change comes and they're thinking, well, I'm going to have to get the place cleaned and painted, it would just be easier to keep the rent a little bit lower and keep my valuable tenant in tow.
Yeah. Yes. So since I heard that, the first thing I did was message the agent, right? Like, because the landlord has a company and all, and the agent who keeps in touch with, by the way, just dropping you a note. I love the apartment, the building, like the services have always been so easy and swift. So just want to say thank you for everything. Since then, been very sweet. Doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Have you had issues in terms of, for example, maintenance fees that they've had to pay?
No, I don't think I'm aware of this maintenance fee that I have to pay. If I do.
I've just realized we've jumped into Simran's old personal story. So what's happening? Tell us.
It's okay, never mind.
But we've gone in.
No, it's fine.
Tell
it's
everyone.
fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. But
So
basically,
before
over
3
here,
months out, what's happened is your landlord is raising the rent.
by 20%.
20%.
And I have to pay it in one check.
One check.
And seeing the RERA calculator, it can only go up by a certain amount, which is 6.5, but it's increased by 11,000.
Depending, 6.5K.
Yeah.
I think depending on, because we say usually it's 10%, but it actually can go up to 20% depending on the prices in the market, depending on the values around. But it can all be calculated on the RERA calculator.
RERA calculator is very clearly, it states like it can only go up by this much, but they're like, no, you pay that much or you bounce. Just bounce. Anyway, point is, like, if this happens to you, if you're in such a situation where you know the RERA calculator is giving you a certain amount, however, your landlord is asking for a lot more, then obviously dispute it, send them an email with this PDF attached, and also contact the Dubai Land Department. And you can submit your checks at, I'm not sure exactly where, but you don't need to submit it to your landlords directly. You can submit it somewhere else where you don't have, where, you know, you are on the lawful side, number one. And number two, if you feel like you want to pay a little bit lower than what is the calculated amount, you can obviously like ask your landlord to give you, you know, just that little bit of liberty this year, and then next year maybe you can, you know, pay and match that percentage.
I wish it was like insurance, that the longer you subscribe and then the longer you don't have claims, then that they would lower your rent.
Yeah.
So for example, I'm moving, my rent has gone up, but I'm moving, I'm looking at new places, it's all very expensive. And I'm thinking, what if I had like a no claims bonus and they could see that I was a good tenant to date?
Yeah.
And if I could get like a little green tick from my previous landlords,
like
and then a recommendation letter from my landlord.
And testimonials.
A testimonial, like, would that work, landlords? If I brought that, if we could maybe have a little negotiation there?
Do they care?
Because the rental prices are wild.
It is.
Thank you, Millionaires, for moving here and helping with that.
Do you think landlords care more about good tenants or like tenants who pay a lot more?
Good tenants. Good tenancy is so important. That's your massive investment. And if you have, first of all, tenants who damage the property, who don't care about it, and then who also regularly ask for maintenance stuff and asking for changes a lot, like that is a massive, it's frustrating. It's time wasting, and it's cost you money. So I can imagine landlords would much rather
Have well-behaved.
good tenants who pay a little bit less for sure.
But anyway, you guys let us know what are your rent woes and if you have any, so we can, like talk about them, address them together in the safe environment.
Speaking of a safe environment, let's jump into our next story. UAE and Saudi Arabia have banned the new Spider-Man release after it failed to pass censorship requirements. So according to Al Arabiya News, Saudi Cinema, which is managed by the General Commission for Audiovisual Media, they released a statement on this issue on Tuesday.
They stated, out of our keenness on the safety of the content shown in cinemas and our responsibility towards the viewers, we would like to point out that we will not permit or license any film that contradicts the content controls in force in the media system and its implementing regulations unless the production companies commit to implementing the required amendments.
So, and also according to Esquire Middle East, many are speculating the ban is due to trans representation, which is briefly seen in the new movie release. Also, the movie was expected to be released here. People bought tickets and they reportedly have been issued refunds now. So, of course, there's a lot of conversation. And one that I would just like to highlight on Instagram, Ember Brain said this morning, I'm glad the UAE protects and promotes traditional values. Children should be expected to be exposed to certain things until they're old enough to understand. And it's not the media's place to entertain and push certain things on young vulnerable minds. There's a massive mixed debate on this on our Instagram if you want to check it out.
100%. But we'll move on to our next story, which is Guess the Song Emoji Edition.